What's going on, you guys? Yeah, everyone grab their pink comforter. I got the worst haircut ever. This is my haircut. Look at that.
Oh, and then you said Pat Dixon does have a past.
He's Ray DeVito. His chin is kinda neato. He's Ray DeVito. He is a Guido. He's not a pedo. His name is Ray DeVito. Problems with his pedo. He's kind of retardito. Is Ray DeVito. His chin is pretty neato. That Ray DeVito. Your information he'll repeat-o. That stinky Guido. That's Ray DeVito. Rock Bottom Podcast starts now.
What's up? What's going on, you punks? Welcome, Rock Bottom Podcast. I'm Ray DeVito, and I'm here with my buddy, Karl Hamburger. How are you, sir?
What is happening, Ray? I last saw you, my friend, at the container. What was it called? The Container Center.
The Container Center?
What was the name of the place we were all hanging out with at Vegas? Containment Park. Anyway,
oh, okay. Containment Park. Yes.
Whatever it was.
All right.
And you had just taken an edible from someone. And
yes.
So I wanted to check in on you because you and I were having deep conversations about music and bands. And I was trying to keep you engaged in the conversation because you would claim you'd eaten a 100 milligram gummy. And
yes.
That, in my world, is very, very strong. If I had eaten that, I would have gone directly to my hotel room and hid under the covers. So I'm curious what ended up happening with you. Was it not that strong? Were you fine?
Well, when I was told it was going to really hurt me, it was really going to hit me.
I think I was telling you that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, everyone was
Yeah.
even the guy who gave it to me, he's not K-Fur, but he had a name tag that said K-Fur.
Okay.
I do know his name, but we'll leave him out of this. He's a nice gentleman. He kind of kept a watch on me, but I quit drinking for 2.5 hours because I was all right.
I like the term quit drinking. You switched to water for a couple hours because you weren't sure what was going to happen with the edible.
Yes.
That's not quitting drinking. It's a very different thing. Yeah, I quit drinking too. I haven't had a drink since last night around 10:30, so I quit drinking.
I meant for the night. I was all right, I'm done for the night as far as drinking.
Yeah.
And then I did feel stoned. I felt stoned, but I didn't feel crazy messed up. Mm-hmm. And then 2.5 hours later, I was all right. And then I had a couple more beers, and I had I don't want to count, but maybe four more beers after that. I was all right.
It wasn't that much time that went by because I remember I was still there. And I went in and got a light beer. They had some special light beer that place made or something. And you looked at me and you went, "Ooh, I want one of those." You got real excited about it. Oh, they have light beer here? I want a light beer that someone went in and bought you one. But that was probably an hour plus after you eat the edible.
All right. So an hour and a half. All right.
So you were feeling okay. So it never got to the point though where you were freaking out because I was concerned you were going to just wander off into the desert and we'd never see you again. Obviously that did not happen.
No, everyone kept an eye on me. I felt bad. I felt like everyone had to babysit me. I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be all right. I think Skinny Tooth John was was walking with me. So not in a romantic way or whatever.
No.
But just
we all were concerned about you like you were a child without his parents. Correct.
Yeah.
That's how we were treating you. We were all concerned.
She held my hand while I walked in case. I'm I'm gonna be okay, everybody.
So this is my question for you though, Ray. This is why I brought it up. This is why I know you got stuff to talk about. We got a packed show today.
We got a
great agenda on the show today. But the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because I asked you this at the time too. You still don't understand what 100 milligrams versus 5 versus 10 versus 25 is. You still haven't learned that. Why would you eat a gummy from someone? Wouldn't you think maybe they're fucking with you?
No, you know what? The gummies, I don't eat gummies that often. And when I do, there's a friend of the comedy scene in New York City. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to, but he's very generous with his edibles, and he's got them in Tootsie Roll form. So I just assume all edibles are the same as his Tootsie Roll edible.
Holy shit. That's a dumber answer than I expected out of you, Ray. Wow. Listen, all right, let me break this down for you. 5 milligrams probably going to be the weakest type of edible that you could get. So I would take a 5 milligrams, see what it does to you, and then you can kind of gauge things based on that. 10 would be twice as much. 25, 5 times, and so on and so forth. I've never eaten anything that was over 25. So the fact that you put 100 milligram gummy into your mouth, I was just like, oh shit, this is a really bad idea. But hey, you survived, so I'm happy for you.
I made it.
The point is this, kids, experiment with drugs, but know what you're doing. Do some research on it. Ask a friend. Don't just ingest shit and then ask afterwards.
But I made it. Everybody was looking out for me, and yeah, we had a great time, man. How fun was Vegas?
Oh, I had a blast in Vegas. I'm really glad. I wish I had more time there. The thing that sucked for me is I was going to fly out Thursday and spend the day Thursday and then Friday and hang out with everyone, help get things set up. And then I looked at my calendar as I was about to pull the trigger on the plane tickets. I went, I should just make sure I'm not busy on Thursday. My band was in the studio Wednesday and Thursday that week. So I had to finish up in the studio with the band and then fly out Friday. So I really only got the Sunday to do things and go and hang out. And I got to go to the Punk Rock Museum, which was awesome. My buddy's a partner, so he hooked me up with that. And then we went to this place called Omega Mart, went with Lucy Tightbox and some listeners. So we had a good time. Then I met up with all you guys at the containment park. I don't know why. I can't remember what that thing was called.
I saw your the pictures from the Punk Rock Museum. I thought it would be a little more punk rock. I thought there'd be some empty beer cans, like in the hallway. I thought there'd be some syringe needles. It looked a little too clean.
Dude, I got
punk rock.
Punk rock is so not fucking punk rock anymore. I got to tell you, I went to this thing called Anarchy Camp in Columbus, Ohio, a few years back, and it's this big punk rock festival, and Descendants are playing, and NoFX, and all these great bands. And in order to get into this place, because we came in an RV. They made us all get off the RV and had police officers search every square inch of the RV. We weren't allowed to bring in more than a 12-pack of beer. You couldn't have booze with you. Apparently, cocaine was off limits. It was crazy. I'm like, what? We're at Anarchy Camp. The fuck is this? It's ridiculous. So, punk rock's not punk rock anymore. But I am going to see NoFX in Brooklyn next month. I'm very excited about that.
Oh, nice. When you going? What date is that?
So they're doing 3 nights in Brooklyn. I'm going the first night, July 12th, because what they're doing is their farewell tour. Are you a NoFX fan at all?
I know of them, but
okay.
I don't. Not too familiar.
So their best album is this album called Punk in Drublic. It changed a lot of people's lives, including my own, because that's when I really started playing guitar and punk rock and playing in bands and stuff like that. So they're playing all of Punk in Drublic, all of War on Errorism, and then all of this other album, Coaster, at this show. So I couldn't be more excited to see those guys live one more time.
I mean, they're not bad, but I mean, they're no Ween.
They're no Ween, buddy. You're right about that. Ween is my Ween and NoFX are both my top 5. This is the other thing about Ray that's really frustrating. So I'm trying to have a conversation with him, and I go, Ray, what's your favorite band? Number 1. You go, man, there's a lot. There's a lot. No. There's only one. What's your favorite band, number 1? Do you remember what you said to that?
Did I say Beastie Boys?
You got to Beastie Boys a while later.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, there's like
I think you said
different
Richie Valli, I think is what you said, right?
Frankie Valli?
Frankie Valli?
Yeah, he was like my first favorite. I mean, but it's like they're different genres. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, what's your favorite thing to drink? Well, sometimes I want to drink a Coca-Cola. Sometimes I want to drink a beer. You know, sometimes I want to drink coffee. It's all I like all of them. I can't say one's favorite.
I hear what you're saying, but all right, fair enough. You don't have a favorite. But what I thought was interesting about that was what was your other band, the third band that you said to me?
Jimmy Eat World.
Yes, Jimmy Eat World. And I was like, how is this possible? I've never heard anyone say Jimmy Eat World is their favorite band. Now, they're a good band. They're fine. But how did that become your favorite band?
I don't know. I think it's like when I first started doing comedy and like I would just like go on the road. And this is also like right in the like LimeWire type days where you can like just get music online. So you got to discover like all kinds of bands. Yeah, it was like the best time to discover music.
So you find a band like Jimmy Eat World, and then you go, are there bands that do this stuff but better? And you go, oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. That's usually how that works. But I get you, buddy.
Real quick, I will do a shameless plug while we're talking about drinking. Father Time Father Time Bourbon Whiskey. Check them out. My buddy Jim Gaffigan's got his own whiskey.
My buddy Jim Gaffigan.
Yes.
Did you really just say that?
Drop. I did. He sent me this and he said, hey, if you don't mind promoting on social media you do from time to time. I was like, sure.
I'm surprised you didn't get a product plug in Unfrosted with that. It's too bad.
Yeah, see, he sent me a letter and everything. Yes. Hello, person I like or care about. There you go, right?
That's
there.
Hilarious. So that went out from
So
his publicist. His publicist sent that out
Yeah,
to
whatever.
everyone.
No,
Okay.
I mean, he asked me for my address and everything to send it to me. So, yeah. So, Father Time Bourbon Whiskey, put in Father Time Bourbon on a.
He asked you for your address
There you
because he was worried that you were homeless. That's why he asked if you had an address.
And I was like, all right, I'm moving in with you, and I'll be moving in with him and all his kids. But yeah, so yeah, it's.
He goes, "What's
good.
your address?" And you go, "You first. you tell me first."
Yeah. So yeah, so check it out, and yeah, I'll drink it. I like a shot of whiskey from time to time. So my first clip that I did want to show,
Yeah,
was sent to me. I want to say it was sent to me by El Horrible.
could
So
have been
apparently,
Tukey, could have been Rocco. We're not sure.
yeah, could have been one of them. So this is my first. This is what's going on with the Rekietas. I have no idea, but apparently,
Rob, sorry, real quick. I hate to interrupt you like I just did. That was very unprofessional of me. But you just reminded me. I posted it on the YouTube channel for Who Are These Podcasts today. We did a We Are the World collab. And I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it was put together by Cardiff, Mr. Magenta, Tony Muskrat. It's fantastic. And Andrew Dice Ray, your puppet, made an appearance in it. Yes.
Sweet. I got two puppets. I got two puppets in the Dabbleverse. Tukey and Andrew Dice Ray. Lucky me, right? Does that mean I'm winning? No.
Stop taking credit for Tukey. That was a joke. Stop taking credit for that. All right, let's see this video. Can you blow it up more than that, or what's going on?
Yeah, I'm going to.
Okay.
This is Nick Rekieta. There. Is that better? You see more of them?
Yep. Looks great.
All right. So this is Nick Rekieta. People ask him about me. Me and all right, I got to turn up the volume. Come on, man. Where's the volume on this thing?
Uh-oh.
Oh, come on.
See, OJ was in the chat taking credit for you actually playing a clip, and now it's failing miserably. See that, OJ?
Yeah, why can't I fucking...
Oh, no.
No. I mean, I got the thing right here. Why is this not fucking happening?
Maybe Tukey sabotaging you.
Why can't I hear it? Mother effer. Oh, okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play it. I'm going to sync it up. So we're going to play it. And you could hear the volume on my other thing. Does that make sense? This is...
Can you memorize it and just talk for Nick? And just like lip sync?
Here we go. We're going to do it. It's going to work, man. I'm going to hit play on both right now.
Yeah, right. We can't hear that, buddy.
Oh, you can't hear it?
No, the type of microphone you're using is for live venues. And the way that it works is that it cuts out any of the sound that's coming out around it. It only picks up right in front of it. And it does that because it's usually a singer in front of a drum set and guitar amps and stuff. So it has to do that. That's not a good microphone for broadcasting. That's actually
really?
Nobody uses that for broadcasting except for maybe Chad. But no one who actually is a broadcaster uses the 58s.
All right. The
I
whole
assume
thing
it's
is
58, right? It looks like
I don't even know what to call it.
I mean,
but,
you could actually point the microphone at the speaker that you're playing, and then we'd be able to hear it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now it's short, so now let me just play. I'll just play the audio on the.
Play the audio.
There you go.
Or you could do it on your phone. You know that thing where you like do this, and then people.
Thoughts on Ray DeVito stabbing KB in the back by performing at Hackmania? Who are these people? think KB should forgive him. 10K a year is a lot of money to turn down, though. Is it? I don't know who Ray DeVito or KB are. I barely know what Hackamania is. That was Karl's thing, right? Who are these podcasts? I only know that because I think Dick was there. I'm pretty sure I have to call him a nerd for doing that. So I gotta set that in my calendar to call Dick a fucking nerd for going to something called Hackamania. Ben Frail says this too shall pass. I'll have a scotch for.
You don't have to do that, Nick. Dick already regrets coming to Hackamania. Don't you worry about that. Yeah, I thought that was that's pretty funny that you're now entering into the Nick Rekieta verse as people are super chatting him about you're in Kevin Brennan's relationship.
I don't know why. I like Nick Rekieta. I think he's
yeah. What do you like about him?
Cocaine and assault rifles. Come on, man.
That's pretty sweet. Did you hear the big news that came out yesterday?
What's the big news?
So I don't know how this leaked, but apparently someone picked it up on Kiwi Farms that they the authorities drug tested all 5 of Nick's children, and the 9-year-old tested positive for cocaine.
No way.
It was a hair follicle test. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's not cool.
Yeah, it's almost like he's a bad father. So that's not cool. Well, and then I had Doug from Who's Right on my show, and I was talking about how, like, so what? A 9-year-old's doing coke. Look at Drew Barrymore. She's got her own talk show. You know, it's fine. This is how kids grow up these days. And, me not being a father, I guess I could be cavalier about those types of things because Doug was not happy. He's like, Karl, are you fucking kidding me right now? You're taking Nick's side of this? I'm like, it's a joke. I don't think 9-year-olds should be doing coke.
So there's no way he's going to get those kids back then.
Oh, I don't know anything about that. I don't pretend to know any of the legal issues. This is the thing, because I do a show called The Creep Off, my buddy Vinny Paulino, and that's like a true crime show for men, the only one out there. And so I don't know anything about true crime. It's never been a thing that I was into, and I've been studying it a lot these last few years doing that show. And the thing that I can never wrap my head around is how much jail time people get for different things. Because more often than not, they do the most heinous thing in the world, and they're out on probation. You're like,
yeah, exactly. You sometimes hear people do crimes like, oh, obviously it's going to be away for a while. And then they're out the next week. It's like, huh?
There's a kid.
And then you hear other people where like they didn't do anything that bad, and they're in there for like 6-7 months. You're like, really?
Or they were selling crack and they're in prison for 20 years. Thanks, Joe Biden. Anyway, no, there was a kid that we were reading this article the other day. 14-year-old kid took his 10-year-old cousin out for a walk, beat her to death, and then raped her. And then he's trying to be tried as a juvenile and get out by the age of 25. It's like, this person is broken. He should never be in society. We have to put him away for life. So I'll be interested to see what happens with that. If that kid could do that at the age of 14 and then be free at 25, this is not going to be the last bad thing that he does.
Yeah, well, it's all not even that. Like my roommate was schizophrenic, or is schizophrenic, killed his mom, and then he was like, they're like, he's all right. Like I think he should be in like whatever strict supervision on him. Like he's not a bad guy. He's got a disease, whatever. Schizophrenia is a disease, right?
It is, but that makes him a bad guy. Like killing around. I like when people are just like, well, I mean, it's just because he's a schizophrenic. Well, that makes him a bad guy.
No, he's not a bad guy.
No, he is. He killed his mom. No, he killed his mom.
Yeah, but he was having an episode. He was having an episode.
Right. He was having an episode. His behavior was such that makes him a bad person.
Right. That's
I don't care what triggered it. Like if I go and shoot up a school and I'm like, yeah, but I was having a really bad day that day. Like, oh, well, he's having a bad day. What are you gonna do?
But I mean, he didn't have control. He didn't have control of what he was doing. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
By the way, this is who Nick Rekieta reminds me of. Carlito's Way, Sean Penn's character.
Okay.
What's it, David Feldman or whatever? Remember, he was like $1 million lawyer, but then he like got caught up in cocaine and assault rifles and shit. He didn't have any kids, so he was doing it. Kleinsman, whatever his name was, Sean Penn's character. Great movie.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, great movie. It's worth. I'm gonna read a couple super chats. I got some here. Smokey the Spurg, ban Flat Cat. I did. She's gone. She's a troublemaker. She's out of here. Templated catalytic converters. Rain Karl. What a common topic you can do a show about. Sexy babies. That was a fun episode. The adults that dress up as sex I don't even say it's sexy babies, just dress up as baby.
That's right. I forgot you were on my show when we did the adult baby diaper lovers. That's what they're known as, adult baby diaper lovers. And I thought that they had reached out to me to do their show because this other show reached out to me called Adult Babies. And I went, oh, that's a show I did with Ray. So I went back and rewatched our segment on that. I forgot how crazy those people were because they were also like coloring books.
Yep.
They were doing everything they could to be babies and pee themselves. And they remember they had that 20-sided die and they had that game where it's like, if you roll 11 through 14, you have to pee in your pants. And if you roll a 15, wait 10 minutes and then pee in your pants. And if you roll a 16 or 17, it's like everything was just like pee your pants. And I was like, what kind of game is this? So that's
Lord knows I play that game twice a week. Again, Father Time bourbon.
Yeah, right. That's how you do it right there.
No dice needed. But yeah, you know what, like, because we did, it was like right after New Year's. It was our New Year's episode. So I assumed they just did it because of Baby New Year. But it's like, no, they do that all the time.
Yeah,
and
that's their thing.
And then they rent out conference rooms in hotels. So you could be like in the hotel, let's say you're on the college lacrosse team or something, or a high school lacrosse team, and you're getting ready for your lacrosse game, and there's adults in diapers in right across the check-in desk in the main conference room. It's like, what is this?
Yeah, they
they're
actually
just peeing themselves. They got their dice, and you're like, get away,
yeah.
get away.
They rent out these huge conference rooms and then put cribs in there and all these playpens and toys and shit for babies, and then a bunch of adults go in there. It's like, you guys are all broken. That's why I thought I was going on their show. I wanted to talk to them about their mental illness, but then I was on these other guys' show who were just like truck drivers from Long Island. I was like, oh, fuck. I don't want to talk to these guys.
Coincidentally enough, they also pee their pants.
They might.
Or at least they pee in the, I don't know. All right. Jimmy Carl, what is Ray's role at Dabblecon 2? Stand up? If I'm there, I'm just a wallflower, but I'm going to try to go.
We are not doing a stand-up portion this year. So Dabblecon 2, August 16th and 17th. If you go to WATPlive.com, you can get your weekend passes for that. There's 3 ticketed events. The weekend pass will get you into all 3 of them. The first night is the Roast of the Dabbleverse, hosted by Bob Levy. And I think Tuki's going to be on there. I'm going to make my buddy Blind Mike be a part of it. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then we have live podcasting on Saturday afternoon. It's going to be Tuki Potato Soup, Who Are These Podcasts, and the Uncle Rico Show. And then Saturday night is the Dabby Awards, the 2nd annual Dabby Awards. And I've had a couple of meetings about it. Last year, that was the best event. It was so much fun, and it's going to be even better this year. So check that out. CarlsonComedy.com also where you can go to find those tickets.
A chance you do anything Sunday, or no? Sunday is off the table?
We're not going to do anything ticketed, but we did talk about, well, I shouldn't say that. Vinny's got some ideas. We were talking about doing a brunch at a place nearby the comedy club with everyone getting together and doing that. And then we might do something else that Sunday afternoon. So if you're coming in for the weekend, fly out Monday, hang out on Sunday. We'll be around.
Okay. And like I said, Obnoxious John wants me there. So I'm planning on being there.
All right, buddy. I'll put you on the list. You're on my guest list.
I'm going to be yelling outside like Joey C. Do you know who I am?
Yep.
Do you know who I am around here?
Oh, God,
I'm a celebrity. No, I'm like John the other day in the hotel room. I'm a celebrity. They're messing with you. I'm a celebrity.
Joey C, when we did the live show in Largo, that was a whole thing. Him trying to get into the meet and greet, and I had to go over and say, like, no, he's cool. He's with us. He was not happy the way he was being treated by security there.
Oh, come.
Obnoxious Justice. I don't want you there, Ray.
I'm
come out.
I'm Team Joey C. I don't want Obnoxious John there either.
Too bad. He's been hired. He's part of the
show. I literally just argue with him on the phone for like hours a week. That's my relationship with the guy. He's a punk.
Oh, fair enough.
Johnny Payton, number 8. Karl, ask Ray about his Nate J alt accounts, please.
Ray, what's up with your Nate J alt accounts?
I had a Twitter account, Nate J. It's a fake account. It's my troll account. People that troll me, I block them, and then I'll see what they're up to with that other account. But yeah, I like how now there's like multiple Nate J accounts that people.
Well, didn't you
just
admit to
leave
having
all
like
over.
4 different troll accounts or sock accounts on Twitter?
It was just one, but every.
Didn't you say you had like 4, and weren't you like stalking some girls or something with them?
No.
No?
No.
I got that wrong? I have that all wrong?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I definitely have more than like one. No, I don't stalk girls. No, it's like people that are like dicks on the internet. But here's the deal: like I'll have like one, but then I don't remember the password or whatever. So it's like that one's dead forever. So there's another. So that was the last one I had. But
I gotta tell you, Ray. Hold on, I gotta tell you, that's very funny. That you would say, well, yeah, I have more than one. It's just because I forget the password. That's such a Ray reason to have multiple sock accounts, and I actually believe it's like, okay, well, that actually makes sense. They were just like, oh, fuck, I never wrote it down. I guess I'll just make another one.
Yeah, like I just, all right, I haven't logged onto it in 3 months, so like I have no access to it. I'm not gonna like.
Do you ever worry about? So you know how Chad got busted with his sock account when he was trying to clown Bert Kreischer? Do you know about that?
Yeah.
Do you ever worry that you'll do something like that where you'll fuck up? Because I don't have sock accounts. I don't trust myself. Like I can't go on there and start bashing people and someone else and then go on and agree with myself from my other account. Like it just seems like I'll fuck that up. I see it happen a lot. Do you ever worry about that sort of thing?
No, because like if I do have a sock account, it'll be just like for like a day or two, and then I don't worry about it. I just want to like check in on some weird. I don't know if you know this. There's some weirdos out there, Karl, that we got to deal with.
Do we? How do you deal with a sock account? How's that going to help?
No. So I'll
stay off Twitter.
Them. I just block them. No, because I have to have a real Twitter account. So I just block them on there and then deal with them.
Okay. So how do you deal with them then?
Nothing. I think I just look at their thing and then like, all right, whatever. Yeah. Like I don't even know. Yeah. I wouldn't even know how to log into if there's a Nate J account, but like someone started doing multiple Nate J accounts or whatever. So have fun with it. I don't have access to it right now. I just have speaking of which, on Twitter, Kate Meany and Stuttering John getting into it. Stuttering John stood me up last night. He was supposed to meet me in Cleveland, and I said I'd buy him a couple beers, and then he ghosted me.
Yeah, I don't think he made any stops from what I heard, and he's going live in about a half an hour, and I'm definitely going to be tuned in for that. I don't normally watch John live, but he's ready to unleash on Kate Meany, so I want to see what goes down. I believe he's back in New York, so I think he decided no more stops. I think he decided to just drive straight through. Because if you get to Cleveland, you're what 5 hours away, 6 hours away?
No, it's 7, 8.
Okay,
7, 8 hours away. But why would you say like I don't stalk? I'll fucking just a girl that I like or whatever.
We're circling back to this. Okay, let's circle back.
Why would you say it?
So
because out where that is said, where I say that, like, oh yeah, I do that because I want to like.
Right. Well, stalking is probably an accusative word. I'll give you that. But you did just kind of get messed up where you're like, I deal with them with my sock accounts. I said, what do you mean by deal with them? You're like, oh, I just look at it for a day and then I never log in again. It's like, well,
yeah.
You said a second ago you deal with them. What does that mean? That's not just
observing. Where I might reply back with. I'm sure like if you look at that Nate J account, I'm sure I replied back to one or two things through that. Hence why people know that. But yeah, I'm not going to reply back with my real account. Why would I do that? That'd be ridiculous. Come on.
But what are you accomplishing with a sock account, though? Here's the thing. As far as like Twitter goes, I'll mute channels so they get really annoying. I don't block anyone. I just mute them. You don't have to see it. It's fine. It doesn't bother you in any way. They can't hurt you. They can't hurt you on Twitter.
Yeah. And I don't know. I just like, all right, it's out of it. I just block it. Block it, mute it. All right, I'll do that. I will start muting.
I'm just saying, if you didn't play, then go see what's going on. If that's your goal. That's what I'm saying. Anyway.
You know what? That's a thing. Maybe that'll be my new thing. I'll mute people. There we go. They don't know that you've muted them, and you don't have to see their shit. And if you want to, you can. That's the way to go. All right, there we go. I learned about the mute button. That's what I'm doing. Biff Tech, where's Northwest Kent? That cracker's got flavor. Yes, he does. He's a good egg. He's a good cracker. Movie star fingernails, good egg. Karl, no dead at Sphere. Tell Frantic Frank hello.
Oh yeah, definitely. Frank DeBlaze, a friend of mine here from Rochester who had a great band, rockabilly band back in the day. I would have loved to have seen Dead and Company at the Sphere. We saw a lot of people who obviously were going to those shows and we were talking to them and it sounded incredible. Would have been great.
Yeah, I would have liked to seen the Dead again. I mean, they sound the same as the Dead, right? It's like it's only one of them left, right? Is it Mickey Hart left or Phil Lesh?
Well,
Who's the one that's still alive? There's only like one still living.
I honestly I don't know that. I know that who was that? John Mayer was playing with them for a while. I don't know what the current lineup is or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still like it's grateful. It's like I go see Skinner. It still sounds like Skinner. I get it. There's only one of them still alive, but it's still Skinner. I saw the Stones, and you know what? You could use a few new people in the band because Stones only did like an hour and a half. They didn't do that crazy long. It's like I expected a little more.
Foreigners touring with 0 original members. It's just a Foreigner tribute band that call themselves Foreigner.
Wow, that's how you do it. Who's the band that did that where they at least they changed their name as they changed, like Airplane went to
Jefferson Starship
Airplane,
and
then there's Starship, Jefferson Starship, Airship,
Right.
Airplane Starship. Turns out I wasn't too much into them anyways. Karl, no Dead at the Spear. There, we read that. He's a good guy. We got to hang out with Mario Fingernail. Flat Cat, hi guys. Karl, look out for Ray at this Dabblecon. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing gummies.
Oh Jesus. I'm not babysitting Ray. I have too much to do. I have too much responsibility at Dabblecon.
TJ, Rancid. And Out Come the Wolves. It's a punk rock masterpiece. Yes, Rancid's fantastic.
That album specifically, I remember when it came out, I got it right away. I saw them on that tour. They came to Rochester. Starts with Maxwell Murder with the greatest bass solo in a punk song ever. That album definitely is fantastic.
Yeah, I like Rancid. I think we had this discussion. One thing that I can't get into punk rock too much for is because like I listen to most of my music when I'm running on the treadmill, and those songs only last like 2 minutes.
Yeah, but there's a lot of them. There's like 20 songs.
Yeah, it only lasts. I usually it's like if I listen to one song, I know I did like a half mile. Where I listen to like 3 punk rock songs, I look down and I only went 3/4 of a mile.
Yeah,
and
but time doesn't change. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard you say.
Yes,
that's saying something.
Man.
The amount of time that goes by doesn't matter.
Schedule.
Doesn't matter how long the song is. You're going to run for as long as you're going to run.
No.
Holy shit.
Every time I listen to a song, I assume it's about a half mile. And then sometimes like a Guns N' Roses, a longer song.
Should listen to King Crimson. That would be a good band to talk to.
And then I listen to like a Guns N' Roses song and it's like 6 minutes long. It's like, oh shit, I almost did a whole mile. So I don't know. It messes with my head. If I listen to Rants, I'm just.
This is an insane conversation.
That's how I'm wired, man. I'm sorry.
Ray, what is this? What is this show?
I'm wired.
What is the show these days? Are we doing like topics? Are we trying to do the Kevin Brennan like stall time until people super chat us thing?
No.
What is the format these days?
All right. We'll go back to super chats later. I do got to read the super chat.
No, I'm fine with that. I'm just asking you a question. I'm curious, like what the show format is now.
No, I got things. We got things to get to. And no, this is not a Mets hat. Smokingsburg, New York Giants. Shout out to Willie Mays, 1954 Giants. It's a World Series champion hat. All right, that's all right. Jesus, Karl. Speaking of which, though, this is what I wanted to get into. So I guess this is the beef. I missed Kate Meany's call this morning. I want to see what's going on. So John and Kate. Yeah, so John was supposed to meet up with me in Cleveland. And here's why I don't think he met up with me in Cleveland. Here's why I don't think he gave me a heads up. Because he sent me the link to do his show Sunday night. And I was at a comedy show. I was doing a comedy show, and I had one in Akron and one in Kent. So I was doing comedy shows and wasn't able to jump on. So I think, therefore, in John's head, that means I betrayed him. That I wasn't there the minute he sent me a link to jump on his show.
You could be right about that because John, it's very easy to feel slighted with him. So you could be right, but he also has a lot going on this week. I don't know if you know about his cross-country trek and everything that's been happening to him.
I was on his tour.
I'm just saying, like
Cleveland to see me.
I'm just saying, I don't know that hanging out with Ray DeVito was a top priority based on all the shit that's been going on with this guy. He's having a tough time.
I was gonna buy him a couple beers. Why not?
That you have to do that. That's
Yeah.
mandatory. If you're hanging out with John, you're buying a couple beers for sure.
Yeah, I would just do it for the story. Hang out with the guy. The guy's not boring. Say what you want about him. That's one thing to say. He's not boring.
He's
There's
not.
9 shows I watch him. It's it's like hanging out with a cartoon character. It's like getting drunk with the Tasmanian devil.
Yeah, I did that with you in Vegas.
Jesus Christ.
No, you're right about that. I was talking to Bob Levy this morning about it because Stuttering John is not the first lolcow that people made fun of on the internet. He won't be the last. But I have to say, the amount of consistent, embarrassing content that guy puts out on a daily basis, I don't know that anyone can ever live up to that ever again. It's insane. He embarrasses himself every single day. People go, oh, what Uncle Rico, they do a show every day? They have to. It's the only way to keep up. You can't keep up with this shit. It's nuts.
Yeah, he so this is what's going on, I guess, with Kate and him. Kate deleted all her tweets.
Again?
Yeah, delete. I don't know how you could delete them and then put them back up. But so this is an hour ago. She said, "Did John call my mother and 90 some old grandparents to warn him of my egregious behavior of not attending a wedding?" Yeah, 100%. And then John is allegedly worried about my safety. That's why he felt the need to do a PTA call since Susanna never lets him do those anymore. So I guess John's mad at Kate for what? I don't know.
Okay, so Kate betrayed him. Can you look at John's Twitter?
Yeah.
I'm blocked, but John put out a tweet saying that Kate is like escort, like a well-paid escort or something, and that he's going to reveal all on the show today. He's pretty much calling her a prostitute or a whore.
Well, all right. That's going to come from something that Chad said about Kate. I don't know I know Kate. I didn't really talk to her about it, but some guy offered her money her and her friend like went over. I don't know what happened with them. If anything happened, I don't know if she was just telling a story.
I know that story. Everyone knows that story.
So that's it. Okay. So here's John's Twitter today. So people, it's up on the screen, right?
Yeah, people who Kate Meany betrayed: the Duke, Pinky, Chad, Gino, Keanu, Chrissy Mayer, and okay. So yeah, he's just trying to do everything he can to besmirch her name.
The same name he was protecting. The same name he drove to Vegas to protect.
So
when he went to yell at the house, he's going to go yell at other people's houses. I got more houses to yell at.
I know. This is the craziest thing now. This is what John is coming out and saying. He's saying that he puts everyone through this test. It's this integrity test or something that he does where he feeds people false information. And then if that information leaks, he knows that person is not trustworthy. The problem is, and this is the issue that I have with this logic, is he tells them things that would be embarrassing, like that his kids don't talk to him anymore. Like, why would we even put that out there? Like, he wants to find out who's leaking the information. So if you don't trust this person, why would you give them that information and then have them spread that and people would believe that if it's not true? That seems like a crazy thing to do. But he told multiple people, Quadfather, Kate, multiple people that his kids don't talk to him anymore. It's like, well, then how do you know which one's the mole if you're telling all the people the same thing? It's almost like, and tell me if this is crazy, right? But I've studied John for a little while now. It's almost like John realized that he revealed a lot of embarrassing things about himself. And so now he's trying to get ahead of it by saying, I lie to all my friends all the time. So no matter what they leak about me, it's probably incorrect.
It sounds like Zumach logic.
Right. Yeah. He's like, I know I said that, but I was lying. Like, okay, great.
I was like, yeah, the whole thing, like, turns out I am a teacher the whole time. Well, don't you want to be a teacher again? Why would you say that?
That was the lamest thing ever. Do you know why he revealed? So John comes out and acts like he pranked us all. He's like, I never got fired. I was a teacher this whole time. We've been saying that. I've been saying that. Shuli's been saying that for months that John's still teaching. We weren't surprised by that at all. He acted like he got over on us. But the only reason why he did finally reveal that is because there was a cease and desist that was sent to Shuli that mentioned that he was still teaching in the cease and desist. So he knew it was going to come out.
Oh, so he had to jump ahead of it, or
of course,
in his head,
and act like he was pranking us with it. Yes,
yeah. Oh, so hey, Pinky, we'll be at your dump in Jersey City or in your house by the shore today, asking for a friend. So I guess he's going to go visit Kevin Brennan today to yell at his house.
I hope so. That'd
So
be funny.
he's just showing up yelling at houses.
Well, it doesn't KB. I don't even know this, but I thought he lived in like a high rise or something, right? Doesn't he live in a building somewhere?
Yeah.
Because I would love to see the video of John standing outside a 40-story building yelling, "Pinky, you pussy, get out of here!"
Yeah, he's gonna look like a maniac. I mean, he looks like a maniac in Vegas. I'm surprised like no one's like, what the hell are you doing? But
I know, you'd think someone's like looking out their window going, should we call the authorities? There's a homeless guy screaming into the wind out there.
Look at this neighborhood. It's a piece of shit. The shit I gotta put up with. Woo-ah, woo-ah. What was he yelling? Woo-za, woo-za.
Barahawusa.
Barahawusa. What is that?
You don't even understand how funny that is. You don't even understand how funny that is. It's a thing that he made up when he was a kid, and he still says today, and no one knows what it means. Pretty good stuff, huh?
I thought the Ewoks said that in Return of the Jedi.
I think you might be right about that. Say what you want about Ray DeVito, but the guy doesn't invent his own language and then use that as punchlines. I got to give you that.
But anyone that thinks the whole John and Kate meanie thing is ridiculous, I say there's a shot, because I don't know if you know this. Bill Belichick, the Hall of Fame coach, has got a 24-year-old girlfriend. Here's his girlfriend. I guess I did not know that he had, but there she is. It kind of looks like John and Kate meanie.
It kind of does. And the age discrepancy is even greater. I didn't realize Bill Belichick, he looks better than Stuttering John in this photo. And yet he's 14 years older than John. I had no idea Bill Belichick was that. I mean, he's never looked great, but he looks way better than John does, and he's much older than him.
Yeah, and the whole thing is Bill Belichick was always known for like being not a good-looking dude.
Well, he's also known as being a really good football mind.
Yeah, he is like
what do you know about Belichick? Not a good-looking dude. No. What they know about him is how the Super Bowl.
Six Super Bowls, yeah. That's like that'd be like Kate Meany dating Vince Lombardi.
It'd be just like that. Correct. No, the thing that you don't understand though, right? Because I always wonder, like John and Kate and Kate and Chad are talking on the phone for hours and hours. Like, what do they relate to? What are they talking about? They they have nothing in common. They're generations apart. But at least Bill is with a cheerleader.
Yeah.
So, she's probably talking about like, like when they do that thing where the guy throws the ball and then the guys try to run and catch it. That's an exciting play in football. Bill's like, yes, right. Forward passes are very exciting. Very good. Get back to blowing me now.
Yeah. He's like, anyways, go back. Do your job.
Do cheerleaders know anything about football? I feel like half the time they have to like look at the crowd to start reacting to realize that they should be excited about something.
Yeah, I love it when they have no idea what's going. When the guy's like running down the sidelines, right there, and they could almost run into him. They're not even like looking. You think
right? Yeah, they're not paying attention.
Also, I think it's in this day and age, do they really need the cameras that close on the sidelines? Like, they cannot be any more high-def cameras. Can't they be, like, back a little further?
You don't want to see the super cute chicks on the sideline, Ray? What do you mean?
No, I'm saying how there's always camera guys, like, literally, like, right there on the sideline, right on the out-of-bounds line. Do you think they could just...
Oh, the people who get run into and shit, the photographers? Yeah.
It's like, those are the most high-def cameras you could have. I get it. In 1958, you had to be right there on the sidelines to get a close-up. Now you don't need to be.
I love it, too, because they always find the photographers who are in their 50s and 60s. They definitely cannot get out of the way to stand right at the corner of the end zone and get collided with by the wide receiver. It's always fun.
The most immobile people with the most expensive equipment.
I thought you were complaining about, because what they'll do, especially in college football, I'm not a huge college football fan, but there are times when I really enjoy it. They'll just do the close-ups on all the cheerleaders, and that is a recruitment tool for these schools, man. I see that shit, and I'm like, maybe I should go back to college. Maybe Michigan's calling my name. It's time for a higher education.
So right there. There she is. That's his girlfriend just a year ago. Wow. She was a college cheerleader.
That's hilarious.
That's
good for him, man. Good for him. Why work so hard? These football coaches, they work their asses off. It is a thankless job. And if all of this, he couldn't get another head coaching job. He tried. No one wanted him. But now he's fucking this hot 24-year-old.
Isn't that weird, though? Like,
you know why I don't think it is, Ray? and we could talk a little football stuff right now. You know, he's known as a defensive mind. He's defensive coordinator when he won with the Giants. I think then Cleveland hired him right as a head coach. He didn't really work out there.
No,
And then
he actually did all right. They just hated him
Okay.
because he dumped Bernie Kosar, but we were good. We went to the playoffs.
Okay, but so he goes to New England and he has all the success, and everyone goes, well, is it Bill Belichick or is it Tom Brady? Because a lot of those teams were offensive-minded teams that won all those games and all those championships. Tom Brady leaves, and the Patriots are garbage. They haven't been good since then. So then it's just like, oh, maybe it wasn't actually Bill Belichick all this time. Maybe more to do with the quarterback, who's the greatest of all time.
Yeah, but
playing
you
on
say
team.
that there were sometimes Brady was hurt, and Jimmy Garoppolo came in there, and they didn't miss a beat. But I hear what you're saying. He is like kind of stuck in his way. I could see him like kind of getting an ego.
The season that Tom Brady,
goes on.
the season that Tom Brady went down and missed almost the entire season, and they created a new rule about where you can tackle quarterbacks because God forbid Tom Brady gets hurt. But that season they missed the playoffs. That was the only season they missed the playoffs. But you're right. Jimmy Garoppolo looked good with that team too. They had a good system in place. But
Jacoby
again,
Jacoby Brissett was a good backup when
he wasn't
Brady
the
got
offensive
hurt.
coordinator though. That's the thing. And then he puts his stupid kid in as the defensive coordinator. That weirdo. Like, who wants that shit in their organization?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but you
Not
think
the Chargers.
someone would give? Yeah, the Chargers. What was up with that coach? That coach, like the Chargers were good, and then they just do the most boneheaded shit.
Well,
so like it's
we'll
all right,
see.
we're up by 5. We can kick this easy field goal, or we can go for it on 4th and 9. And if we don't get it, make the game interesting. And then like they don't get it, and the team scored. Yeah, all right.
I feel like I'm talking to Gino Bisconte now. I feel like I'm talking to Gino bitching about the Chargers and their coaching mistakes.
No, that coach was like weird. Like, yeah, that Chargers should have been way better. All right, let's get rid of this. Let's read a couple super chats, and then we'll get into the last thing I wanted to talk about.
Sounds good.
All right, read some more super chats, and we'll do this. Ray's hair follicles have the scent of a boy. All right, I'm going to. Thanks for the $2. Yeah, dirty
only
deeds.
$2, dirty deeds. That's all you got. I see you giving more money to others.
Carl's relatives refer to Karl as their napkin. Oh,
Nice.
the naps. I see what you did there.
Sick bird.
Ozone, thank you so much. Gifted 20 Rock Bottom Podcast memberships. Thank you. Keep those membership tabs open. He's a good egg. And no, I do not know how to fix that W and sign hashtag X2F.
Those are non-refundable, by the way. Sorry.
No, I don't know how to fix the
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
the word. Yeah. All right. It all means the same. The legend, who's a good egg. The legend. Oh my. Clip Show MLC can get 2 for 1 today's show. Ray and Karl together. Yeah, we say Brennan so much work by being on this podcast together.
I love the way Kevin breaks these down too. He just watches them over and over again.
On my Clip Show MLC can get 2 for 1 on today's show. Ray and Karl together saves a computer illiterate moron some work. He gets hot inside his house. Ray does Brenda Brennan pay you royalties? Does Brenda Brennan pay you royalties? No, he does not pay me royalties, by the way. I do like that Kevin's herpes on his lip has lasted longer than any co-host he's ever had.
It's a good point.
That has lasted. That has been with them longer. Shmuel Buckman, KB wasn't right. Ray lets anyone be a guest. KB wasn't right. Ray lets anyone be a guest.
I'll take that's a shot at me, I think. Yeah.
Well, I like you. I'm happy you're here.
Thanks, buddy.
The legend. Good to see you supporting Ray, Karl. Yes, Karl's a good egg.
Yay, super chats.
Yeah.
Thank you, the legend.
Tampaletic catalytic converters. Karl, Ray brags about not using condoms. Comments, are you pro or against? I had sex without a condom.
Dude, jerking off, you don't need a condom. It's a waste of money to jerk off with a condom.
Yeah, no, I had sex on. The lady was, she said she was fine. She had a really nice house. She's a 45-year-old divorcee.
Yeah. No one in a nice
house
house has ever had an STI, so you're fine.
Yeah, exactly. I'm fine.
Yep.
Anyways, I'm gonna get a test now because people made me nervous, but I feel fine.
Well, you
I
got
had
laid
no issue.
recently?
Yeah, it's like a few months ago.
Really? All right, buddy. Good for
Yeah.
you. You know, but
You
you,
had-
don't have to go get a test just because you finally got your dick wet. You're fine, buddy. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's good. You're good.
that should be all right. Thank you. See, Dr. Steve said thumbs up. Maybe I don't know. I don't remember asking him. He's too busy looking at Rocco's butthole. That's what he did the whole weekend.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Jimmy I. Carl, can you explain the dabbler dance at Dabblecon 2? How does it work? With 90% male, cisgender. Ray has no problem dancing with men. Thank you, Jimmy I.
I think that's just gonna be the soundtrack to the after party, is the Stuttering John music that's been made by so many great creators.
I'm gonna do the Stuttering John dance where you just like
Is that how he dances?
You didn't. Come on. So thorough. Joe Burrow did all the memes where he's dancing. He's in the street when he's trying to when he's trying to fight the house.
Yeah.
And he's just like, it's like a weird Conor McGregor thing, but without any rhythm, or you're not scared of him.
Yeah, I mean, the truth is, and he's going to be mad that I say this, Patrick Melton was actually home, and he was he was ready to go out there, and then he saw John doing the shadow boxing and dance warm-up thing, and he was just like, I want none of this heat. This is too much for me.
I can't do it.
Yeah, as soon as he heard Barrow Woosa, Melton was just like, we're going to the basement. Hide in the basement. Let's go, go, go.
That's the longest I've seen him go without a beer in his hand, too. That whole 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Karl, are you more jealous of Dick Masterson getting pegged or Ray boxing out teens? Right. Thank you for the $5. Nate Ray. This is a great show.
Nate Ray.
It's a great show. I watch it all the time. Karl's hilarious. Ray's a great interviewer. And all right.
Fuck you!
The legend. Right now, the Duke is hot pursuit. KB is on the run. Stay tuned. Oh, he's really going for him? Jeez. Leo Gunn, speaking of murder mysteries, does a Creep Off podcast know about your missing college intern, Ray? R.I.P. Party Boy. No, Party Boy.
Should we look into this? I can do some research on this.
No, he's doing all right. He's got some health issues going on right now. That's why he hasn't been around the Dabbleverse, but I do keep in contact with him from time to time. He was a guy that was like helping me with my show. He'd jump on with me, but he had.
Can we see a photo of him with today's newspaper?
Yeah, no, he's actually got some health issues that he's dealing with. So everyone be nice. Catalytic converters. No stand up at DC too because Shuli is there. So any stand up event would be canceled. No stand up on this one, huh?
No, we just had to do a roast instead of the, because last time we did do a showcase stand up thing that I hosted, but this time we're doing the roast.
Cool. The legend tip of the day for all you 50 plus guys. Leave Kate Meany alone. You're old.
Yes.
Yeah, she'll be fine. How many late nights spent on the phone with OJ? It's in the afternoon. It's not late night. Big W, your boy, the legend, is threatening to dox KB. He shouldn't do that if anyone's doing it. Threatening to dox KB's wife where she works, try to get her fired, and putting out KB's phone numbers. Thoughts? His current co-host did that to him, and he's fine sitting right next to him. The Z-Man did that to him. Let's remember that.
Also, what is this thing where you can get people's wives fired? Like, you're just a random person on the internet. Like, Chad thinks that too. He was going to get Cardiff Electric fired or something. She's like, you have no control over people's employment.
Also,
what do you
why
mean?
get involved with that? Why? Can we take it down?
Doesn't
Can
make
we
any
take it
sense
down
to
a
me.
notch? Yeah.
I'm not a fan of tattletaling. It's my least favorite thing.
It's not a threat to promise cross the line. Personal info works both ways. It goes. Suck KB. I don't want doxing of any. Come on, let's keep it jokes. Keep it between the lines. John and Kate plus 8 beers. Go, Noga. Karl, can you help Ray Menfence with Chino still be? Who knows?
I can't help anyone be friends with anyone. That's not my role with the Dabbleverse. I host a show or two. I'm not a matchmaker.
My wife's older than me, so proud to be in the Mom's Wife Club. There you go, Brian Clowder. Congratulations. Mommy, shout out to Jenny Jingles. I'm a proud mom wife for life. Yes.
All right. Thank you, FK, Mommy.
Lady K, just do it.
Just do it.
Just
do it.
do it. Just do it. Is that
Just do it.
adorable? Is that adorable?
No, John played. So I was saying to John, don't threaten people with things. Just do it. And that's what I said. It's lame to threaten things. If you're going to do it, just do it. And John played that and then repeated over and over again, me doing it with a very effeminate voice. Just do it. Just do it. And now that's become one of his catchphrases. In fact, John's so proud of himself with this one. Someone in a super chat asked him, John, have you ever said anything funny on your show? And he said, just do it. He thinks that that's a joke that he came up with.
He came out. Barawusa.
I will say I have gotten addicted to. I do say that in my personal life. Just do it. It has gotten me saying that now. So
do it. Just
got
do
me
it.
there.
This will give KB an aneurysm. Fantastic job, guys. Well, you're welcome.
Thanks, D-Turn.
All right. So the last thing. So you turned me on to this show, and I like these ladies. I do. The reality show Trainwreck TV. These Helga and Lisa, they do their thing.
Yeah.
This is the one. This is the one I was watching. So I don't know where Lisa is. There are these two older than middle-aged transgender ladies, Helga and Lisa.
Helga is 78 and Lisa is 68.
78 and 68. And Lisa's been missing.
Well, okay, so what happened is Lisa was hospitalized.
Okay.
And Lisa had a thing. Dr. Steve talked to Helga about this. She's been back since then. She's back in the house with Helga, but her health is such that she hasn't been great on the show, so she hasn't been on as much lately. But they claim that she's in the house recovering. So I hope that's true because I love Lisa.
Okay. And by the way, they like really embraced you guys covering them on top of it too, which
yeah. So we found them to be the funniest characters because they look like a elderly trans Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
In every single way, the way they sit, the way that they do their show.
And by the way, this is not Lisa on screen. This is her boyfriend, Dan.
Yes. And Dan's an asshole. No one likes Dan because
no
everyone
one likes Dan.
Well, I'll tell you why, because everyone loves Lisa Boswell and Dan hates her. And he came on and he like wished her to die. So we all went, fuck off, Dan. That's not cool.
Oh, really? That's not cool at all.
No, not at all. But I guess they don't get along well because Lisa was homeless down in South Carolina when Helga brought her up to Connecticut where she lives and brought her into the house. And Dan and her do not get along. It's like bringing in like a new cat and you've had a cat in your house for 10 years. They're not having it. They're territorial about that sort of thing.
And also the thing about Helga and Lisa, they always seem like they were just like friends.
Yeah.
And maybe one of them was transgender and the other one's, well, all right, I already like everything you like anyway, so I guess I'll be trans too. Like they don't come across as like, they seem like two dudes. Like Helga just seems like a dude wearing a wig.
Yeah, and Helga will admit that she's not pulling it off all that well. Now, what's crazy about Lisa Boswell's story, according to them, and I have not been able to get any evidence or proof of this, she used to play drums in Eddie Money's band when she was a dude.
Yeah, that's what she says. I was watching this episode. She said she played with the Grateful Dead in Central Park.
Okay. I have no idea if that's true or not. I've looked up some old footage. I haven't been able to find it. But what happened was, and so I believe Richard Boswell was Lisa's former name, and he was put away what was going to be for life because he was breaking into people's homes, stealing their panties and jerking off with them. And so they finally caught him. They put him in prison. And then an attorney a couple of years later kind of worked out, I don't know if it's a technicality or they just kind of had a plea deal or something. So they let Robert out. And then while Robert was homeless is when he started transitioning into a woman. So it's a very crazy story, crazy background with both of these two. They get into it from time to time. So when they're not, talking about how Trump's going to be the next Hitler.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, I was going to do that. And also just the clip I was going to play. We don't even need to play the clip. I was just
play the clip.
But she wants to reinstate the draft.
Well, I think it has been. Didn't I hear that they did reinstate the draft? She doesn't. Helga claims that she's the reason why they got rid of the draft in the first place because of her protesting. This is what she claims.
Really?
She claims a lot of crazy things.
Let's see. We'll let some of this
care for you, even though
Fight me.
Yeah, he's Santa Claus in his summer garb.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely not fans
Guess
of
what? You ain't
Dan.
getting shit for Christmas.
But he's got the spirit of Santa Claus anyway. Yeah, we're both Telegraph Avenue street hippies.
Yeah, I'm not a Dan fan either.
Donald Trump. All you guys that are around our age, a little younger, a little older, still around.
I just want their audience to be all older than them.
Draft. Isn't that wonderful?
But if he does, I want 3 conditions for the draft to be reinstated, because it was in the statement that I turned in with the text for the volunteer military bill back in 1967.
See, this is
first, they have to draft everybody, no exemptions.
Not
Men,
physical?
women, no, yeah, if they find you something to do. It has to be for 3 or 4 years.
You read Starship
so
Troopers
that
once.
if
many
they
times.
do end up in combat, they're capable of surviving.
You read.
So everyone gets drafted to do something.
Yeah,
in her world.
Don't they do that in Israel though? Isn't like when you're a certain age,
yeah,
everyone gets drafted. Or
so that's what she wants, and yeah, it seems like everything's working out in Israel.
I don't think she
right
wants
now.
that. No, I don't think she wants that. I think she's saying that there can't be any discrimination. You know what? The hippies. So she was actually in Vietnam, and she talks about that. And then she was one of the protesters who protested our involvement in Vietnam and everything like that. And so, you know, I think a lot of these people from that era are concerned about, you know, John Fogerty sings about this a lot. The fact that like the rich kids didn't have to go into the military. It was just the poor people. So I haven't watched this clip, but I assume that's where the Helga's kind of going with this. So it's like, well, okay, if you're going to do that, then there shouldn't be exemptions where it's just like, well, if your last name's Bush, you don't have to go.
Oh, if that's what she's saying, then yeah, I'm all in for that. So
I don't think Helga is pro. No, I'm looking it up right now because I've heard people talking about it. I haven't really looked into it. But, I mean, who knows with Google, but it's saying that social media posts claiming the United States has reinstated the draft are false possible misinterpretations of a suggested change to the nation's selective service system. So I'd have to look more into that, I suppose. Maybe someone in the chat knows. Maybe someone with 20 bucks in the
I don't
chat.
think Helga knows, but I will say this. The thing I like about them, by the way, yeah, Dan stinks. He's also like not good on the show. He's just grumpy the whole time. So he's not a fun watch. I did like the one. I saw the one that Tukey did with them. It's fun. But the one thing I will say about Helga, ever since Lisa's been gone, she's like kind of come out of her shell.
Yeah, she's loving it. She's loving the attention. They've
loving
monetized
it.
the channel. This guy, JJ, who's a great guy, Devil's Joint on YouTube, is modding the channel for them and the shows and set up an entire store so you can buy merch and everything like that. So, yeah, she's loving it. She's always wanted to have a show and people tuning in, and now she does.
Well, before Lisa was like the lively one, and Helga was kind of sitting there like Helga kind of had like a Dan demeanor, the episode we watched, where now she's like loving it. She's like in the middle of everything, loving it. So yeah. I like the new energy in Helga.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, Lisa, and I think Helga will even tell you this, Lisa's the comic relief that we all need on that show. Without Lisa, it doesn't work for me.
Yeah, well, Helga just says, I mean, I was watching, I mean, I'm not going to watch the whole thing. I can only watch so much, but it seems like she's like got some weird, it doesn't sound like she's got all her faculties working either when she talks, which makes it kind of entertaining because it is fun to listen to crazy people talk sometimes.
It is. I agree.
Yeah, so that's
I do it a lot.
yeah, you're doing it right now.
I do it for a living.
Yeah. The fact that yes, that's the way I can't listen to punk rock when I run because they're only 2-minute songs, and it messes with my timing. That's all I'm saying, Karl.
So
I read a
stupid.
couple super chats and I'll get out of here. Let you go watch. I know you got a big. Is it going to be the emergency episode? What started the What was the first emergency episode?
I don't remember. I mean, the whole thing with the emergency episode, obviously that's a joke. It's a marketing thing. But the reason why I call it that is because we have a very routine calendar for Who Are These Podcasts. We go on every Wednesday and Saturday, and then we do Creep Off on Mondays, Who Are These Socials on Thursdays. Like all of this stuff works, you know, point double point on Fridays. So if I go on a Tuesday and do WATP, that is an emergency show because it's not in our normal schedule.
Okay, so that's are you gonna do an emergency with John today as he goes scorches earth?
Probably not, but I might hop on Uncle Rico tonight.
Okay, because he's going, I guess, to the comic strip tonight. He doesn't know Kate doesn't work there. Kate's not at the comic strip anymore, so he's gonna
He'll
go there.
Embarrass himself one way or another. He always finds a way.
Yeah. One Furious F, who's a good egg. Ray and Karl, both of you have something in common. You ballerinas can't do ballet. A club foot and a gout foot. But you have plenty of phagey, nervous laughter. Nervous laughter. Yes. Very, all my laughter is nervous.
Thank you for your call.
Thank you, One Furious F. What's got you laughing? Templated catalytic converters. Is it true that Jenny Jingle's actually one of Ray's sisters? Karl, do you know Uncle Lucky? Jenny Jingles is a very nice lady. No, she's not she's not related to me. Bobby Riggs. They seem like two dudes. Ray Einstein. Thank you, Bobby. Yes, that's my breakdown of. I like them though. I started watching them because of Karl, man.
Yeah,
I like them, and I miss Lisa. So Lisa's back.
Yeah,
but
Lisa's back in the house, but she's still recovering.
And if I watch the last episode she was on, I'll be able to tell like she's like not got all her.
I think she was on Monday. Well, she didn't look great.
Can you say what you went to the hospital for, or you'd rather not?
Oh no, they talked all about it. Dr. Steve came on last Thursday and they talked about it. So basically, it's very funny because Helga was explaining that Lisa's female prostate had enlarged.
The female prostate.
So she's like, Dr. Steve, you have to say she has a female prostate. Dr. Steve's like, no, I know. I get it. I understand what's going on here. So it blocked her ability to for her bladder to empty. So she didn't urinate for like 4 days. And what happens is all of that waste goes back up into your system and it causes a lot of problems. And she wasn't telling anyone that she wasn't peeing. She didn't say anything. She stopped drinking water, obviously. So it was a real big problem. She almost died. But if she takes her meds and does what she's supposed to do, she'll be fine.
Damn.
I know.
Dude, if I go... Dude, when I took kratom and I couldn't poop for like 2 days, I was I was going to go to the ER. I was like, this isn't right.
That's not right. You should move your bowels on a regular basis.
Yes. So, yeah. All right, people. So, all right. On that note, everyone take care of themselves.
That's right. Poop and pee every day, everyone.
Poop and pee every day. Yay. All right, Karl, where can people find you? Who are these pods? Who are these.com?
Yes.
Rochester. Come see them August 15th and 16th.
Close. August 16th and 17th.
16th and 17th.
The Comedy at the Carlson. It's Friday and a Saturday. Come into Rochester. It's beautiful that time of year. Come in, hang out with us. We're doing all these shows. If you go to WATPlive.com or carlsoncomedy.com, you can find tickets to that. The Dabblecon 2, celebrating Stuttering John with the Uncle Rico Show, Potato Tukey Soup, and Who Are These Podcasts?
Would you love if Stuttering John for some reason came by there? Would you be happy to have him? He's not coming.
He's not coming. I mean, because we have a whole show planned, so I don't know what he would add to it. When I had my show in Detroit that you came to, John's like, do you want me to come to that? I said, no, we have other things to do. I don't need you there. It's not necessary.
Oh, you think he'd make it a pain in the ass?
Well, what do you think he would do? You think he'd contribute in a positive manner?
He was fine in Atlantic City, but then again, there was no like actual event for him to do. But
he got up at the comedy show and made it about him. Told the audience how to behave. I don't need a person like that.
Yeah, listen to me. This is how you behave.
Right.
All right. Well, everyone enjoy his show later. Thanks for doing this, buddy. Let's be on iTunes later. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you guys later. I love everybody. Peace.